What is going on, ladies and gents? I literally cannot wait to get home today. I've got some new goodies for the MT-125. Following the service that I recently carried out on the bike, I did the oil change and the brake pads and bled the brake system. I kind of realised there was a few things that I wanted to get. I've not ordered everything yet, but I've purchased myself a set of Oxford heated grips. I've never ever owned heated grips before, but I've read nothing but good reviews online about them. And damn, my hands get freaking cold some mornings at the moment. And I tell you, there's literally nothing worse than having cold hands. So I'm pretty stoked about them. They should be pretty straightforward to install and set up. And also, whilst I'm at it, I've actually purchased myself a set of bar end mirrors. Now, I've sort of been running without full-size mirrors for a while now, which I don't regret at all, but I found myself needing just something would be nice. I don't really warrant the full-size mirrors. They're bulky, they're ugly, and I just generally prefer not having them, especially for filtering and whatnot. So I thought these bar end mirrors are sort of like they're an in-between, you know, they're not OTT, but it's better than having nothing. I know the field of view won't be fantastic in them, but just so I can do little mirror checks here and there would be very nice. So that is why we are running without bar ends at the moment, just for those of you that are wondering. But there are so many mods out there, some for aesthetics reasons, other for performance increases, and others just to pretty much ultimately make your ride from A to B just that little bit more comfortable or efficient. So for instance, at the moment I've got this shorty clutch lever, and yes, they do look a little bit better, but ultimately the reason I get them is because they actually make shifting and braking so much nicer. I mean, don't get me wrong, they take a little bit of time to get used to, but they're just not as clunky. And ever since I got a set for my R125, I've had them ever since, to be honest. But I've been looking at some flashy bits as well, just to add a little bit of style to the bike, more specifically a little bit of chrome. But they do a chain guard and a radiator guard in chrome with the MT-125 logo. The radiator guard will be great because it's going to stop the rad from actually getting damaged from any debris or stones that fling up at it. Now, the first things I actually done when I got the bike was put a K&N Air Filter in, a Iridium spark plug, and I switched over the exhaust system. Other than that, that's pretty much everything. There are a few other things I've seen, such as the brake reservoir cap in blue. You can get rear bobbins for the axle, and there are a few crash protection kits which I've been looking at also. So I may be making a few more cheeky purchases in the next couple of weeks. Literally cannot wait to get on the bike tomorrow morning with these nice heated grips. They've got various settings. They're made by Oxford. They're the Sport Premium version. My first concern was that you're not actually going to feel any of the heat through your thick leather gloves. We shall see. Let's go ahead and hop inside. This is where the MT-125 lives when I need to do work on it. Let's lock ourselves in here. Okay, nice. Alrighty, so it's not really, I don't really like to call it a workshop because it's not fancy enough, but it's a little workspace area to work on the bike, especially little things like this. It's just nice to do in the dry. We've got these bad boys. They've actually got 5 heating settings, basically just increases from 30% all the way up to 100%. Hopefully they look quite comfortable as well. You can see them in the box there. Installation wise, it should be pretty damn straightforward, I'm hoping. Long story short, goes onto the 12-volt battery. There's a fuse, few connectors, and then we need to try and find somewhere to put the actual little heat setting box. We've removed the side fairings because you need to actually got these little sort of subframe bolt-on bits, and if you don't take the side fairings off the fake air intakes, you can't take the tank off. So we've got all the fairings and bits down there. I've just done a test wire up, so pretty self-explanatory, but wire it onto the battery. It's got a built-in fuse. Then I've done all the connectors, and in theory, if we put that on, so you can see that we've got the different settings here.
And also it's got battery saving mode, so where the bike isn't actually running, I think it's supposed to sort of prevent from draining your battery, but I'm not too sure on that. It just keeps flashing at me. I'm not too sure why. And yeah, I've left them on for a few minutes, and they're warm. They're cozy, man. So I look forward to actually getting them onto the bike properly. Now it's just a case of figuring out where we're going to run these cables. This is why I've taken the fairings off. We do this properly. You can run it alongside the tank. It's just figuring out what to do with the cable that comes from here. Then of course the cable which comes from there. But so far so good. We're about 15 minutes in. Fairings all off. Test wire up. They work great. Fitted the grips themselves. Oh my goodness, wherever that super glue is, it's lethal. That stuff, I got it all up me. Oh my goodness, it wasn't good news. This grip's fitted on, right pain, because down there wasn't fun. We had about that much gap, so I was bashing it on the end. In the end, I WD-40'd it, and hopefully, yeah, it seems to have done the trick, to be honest. Central hub point is going to be on here. Messed up a little bit, because I think I should have done it a bit higher up, so we could have had less tension on that. Then essentially, this is the three-way connector point. And then once we're done, put the fairings back on, fit the mirrors on the bars. We're pretty much done. So anyway, let me crack on, and I'll catch you guys once we're tidying up.
Well guys, welcome back to the finished product. So we've got the bar mirrors on, and the heated grips are installed and are fully functional. As I said in the workshop in the shed, it was pretty straightforward. It was just a little bit time consuming and fiddly because you had to worry about the cable management. Currently got the heated grips on now, and oh my goodness, they are beautiful. They are so nice. I've not really put them fully to the test yet. I have noticed is they warm up very, very quickly once you've got the engine ticking over. When the ignition isn't on, and this makes sense, but you don't get much heat out of them. So when I was in the workshop, I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. They're not as hot as I thought they'd get, but it's just a whole nother level. I've actually got them on full power at the moment, and they are very warm. So in regards to the mirrors, I actually had two sets. Both of them were great mirrors, but only one of them fit to the bike. Now the one that fit to the bike I wasn't so keen on. So what I've done is I've mixed and matched the two. We've taken the adapters off the mirrors I didn't like as much, and then fitted on the adapters to these ones, which are my preferred ones. And it's they're really good. So far so good, bearing in mind this is £10 for the set. I've got so much more visibility behind me again now. But at the same point, they're quite minimal. You know, you've not got these huge mirror stalks and whatnot coming out here, obstructing. They're just a few extra centimetres on the end of your bars. Probably means I'm going to have to be a little bit more cautious going through tight gaps, such as when I'm filtering. And as for the mirrors, again, 10 out of 10 review here. They were fairly priced. From the short experience I've had with them, they seem well worth the money. And they're super simple to set up. It's just a little bit time consuming because you have to go to the effort of taking the actual panels off to wire the cables properly. As I said, next on the list there's a few bits. Chain guard, radiator guard, new set of levers, maybe a fly screen, power commander, rear bobbins through the axle, crash protection. Dude, the list goes on and on and on, but for now these will keep me super happy. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. Stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.